Hello guys, Nemogs here, and today we are diving into What If Naruto Was an Uchiha Part 20. Before I start, remember to like and subscribe to my channel and turn on post notifications so you get notified when the next video comes out. Also, from now on, instead of uploading on a schedule, I want to follow what other YouTubers are doing and adopt the like goal system for every new video. That means for Part 21 to come out, I want this video to reach at least 333 likes. I know this like goal is very doable, seeing as how each video I post get at least 1,000 views. Now, without further ado, let's get started. With Kakashi in the lake. After being sent flying through the air by her powerful kick from Zabuza, Kakashi finds himself in the middle of a lake. Damn it, this isn't normal water. It's thick and hard to move through, Kakashi thinks as he tries to leap out of the water. You fool, you've entered my territory now. Water prison jutsu, Zabuza says, rushing through the hand signs after landing beside Kakashi. Soon after, a ball of water encases Kakashi, completely submerging him in water. Zabuza, in order to maintain the strength of the water prison technique, is forced to stand beside Kakashi and constantly supply chakra. Look at you, the famed Kakashi, now trapped in a ball of water. Pitiful. But now that I've dealt with you, they are next, Zabuza says, turning around and staring at the team of Genins. Water clone jutsu, he adds. Almost instantly, a ball of water rises from the lake and morphs into Zabuza's shape. Immediately after the water clone completes forming, the water clone rushes towards the group of Genins. Naruto and Sasuke, seeing that their sensei is trapped, immediately decide on a change of plans. Sakura, guard the bridge builder, but be sure to stay alert. We don't know if this man called Zabuza has any accomplices, Naruto says, breaking away from the formation and dashing forward along with Sasuke. Getting serious right off the bat, both Naruto and Sasuke immediately activate their Sharingan. In quick succession, the two Uchihas throw a barrage of shurikens at the Zabuza clone. Holding the executioner's blade, Zabuza's clone effortlessly deflects the incoming shurikens, continuing his advance. In a matter of seconds, the two sides meet each other. Side by side, the two Uchiha brothers, each holding a kunai channeled with chakra, engage the Zabuza clone in combat. With their flawless cooperation, Naruto and Sasuke quickly surround the Zabuza clone, enclosing him from different sides. One after another, Naruto and Sasuke launch a non-stop barrage of quick attacks, landing a small strike before leaping away. Not having the burden of a massive blade as well as having the Sharingan activated, Naruto and Sasuke utilizes their superior speed to invade the Zabuza clone's heavy counterattacks. Cuts gradually emerge all over the Zabuza clone's body. Each time Sasuke's kunai makes contact, electrical chakra channels into the clone, stunning it for a short moment, while each time Naruto's kunai makes contact, sharp blades of wind leave deep cuts onto the clone. Soon, dozens of different cuts reveal themselves on the surface of the clone's body. At a speed visible to the eye, the Zabuza clone gets weaker and weaker. Having had enough from the two Genin's pesky tactics, the clone Zabuza swings its blade in a circle, creating a gust of wind and blasting Naruto and Sasuke away. You kids really know how to get on someone's nerves, the Zabuza clone growls, as the cut wounds on his body slowly seal themselves with the help of his chakra. Naruto, this clone has already lost a lot of its chakra. Let's destroy it with our next move, Sasuke says, putting away his kunai. Understood, Naruto replies, freeing his hands as well. Combination technique. Fire Comet Jutsu! Naruto and Sasuke yell in unison, each launching their respective jutsus. Being a combination technique, the strength of the attack far surpasses a simple fireball jutsu. The fire comet, after being launched, zooms through the air at incredible speeds. The Zabuza clone, due to previously expending a lot of chakra to seal his wounds, wasn't able to dodge the fast incoming fireball in time. Boom! The Zabuza clone immediately vaporizes upon making contact with the combination technique, completely annihilating the target. The fire comet then makes his way towards the real Zabuza on the lake. What? I completely underestimated these two Genins. Not only are their individual skills far above their peers, Their combined coordination is also extremely impressive. Damn it! If I have known, I would have infused more chakra into that clone, thinks the real Zabuza, completely not expecting this negative turn of events. Seeing that the fire comet is coming directly towards him, Zabuza unwillingly detaches himself from the water prison technique. In a few seconds, the massive fireball makes contact with the water prison encasing Kakashi, and vaporizes the whole thing. Good job, Naruto and Sasuke. Leave the rest to me, Kakashi praises, holding his thumbs up at Naruto and Sasuke while staring straight at Zabuza. Those are some impressive students you got there, Kakashi, Zabuza adds, not breaking eye contact with Kakashi in the slightest. Honestly, it's their own talent and hard work. I have had very little involvement in their development, Kakashi replies, staring Zabuza straight in the eye with the Sharingan. Wow, now that I think about it, it seems I really haven't taught my team anything. All we have done is complete numerous missions. I should really teach them stuff after this fight, Kakashi thinks. The next few scenes then play out exactly like canon. Zabuza and Kakashi simultaneously launch the Water Dragon Jutsu. The two jutsus cancel each other out in the middle, while Kakashi and Zabuza have a short clash of blades under it. Then, Kakashi and Zabuza both gain some distance from each other. Seconds later, Kakashi preemptively launches the Great Waterfall Jutsu and blasts Zabuza across the river through a large patch of trees, rendering Zabuza heavily injured and immobile. Catching up to where Zabuza's beaten up body is, Kakashi throws 4 kunais at him. It's over, Zabuza. Accept your fate, Kakashi says, pulling out another kunai and walking over to Zabuza. How? How did you know what I was about to do? Can you see the future? Zabuza questions. That's right. I can also see something else. Your demise, Kakashi answers, dashing forward, preparing to finish off the opponent. Just as Kakashi was about to kill Zabuza, 2 needles come flying in unexpectedly, piercing Zabuza's neck. Noticing the appearance of an unknown ninja, Kakashi quickly jumps back, staying cautious of the intruder. A slim figure wearing a mask then appears on top of a tree branch above Kakashi. Considering the intruder revealed themselves and wasn't making any threatening action, Kakashi cautiously approaches Zabuza's body again. After checking for a pulse with 2 fingers, Kakashi determines that Zabuza is dead. There are no more vital signs, Kakashi says to the person wearing the mask. As the masked person is about to speak, Sasuke suddenly appears behind him. Weaving through hand signs, Sasuke then shoots a weak fireball at the masked person. With a simple wave of his hands, the masked person disperses the incoming fireball. As the fire clears, Naruto, with 3 more clones, reveal themselves and lock the masked person in place. Explain why you're here, Naruto orders, holding a kunai to the masked person's neck, while Sasuke lands on the opposite branch holding a few shurikens. Naruto, Sasuke, this person's a tracker ninja. Leave them alone and they'll do the same for you. The only person that they're after is Zabuza, Kakashi says. I'm only here to eliminate Zabuza and every trace of his existence. I was simply waiting for a chance to strike, and this was the moment, the tracker ninja explains. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll need to deal with the body, the ninja adds. Ending the explanation, the tracker ninja easily escapes from Naruto's body lock and disappears from the trees. In the next moment, the tracker ninja reappears beside Zabuza's body, lifting it up. Witnessing the escape, Naruto and Sasuke prepare to throw the kunai, but are stopped by Kakashi's hand signal. There are too many secrets inside this body. I can't let it get into the hands of others, the tracker ninja says, holding Zabuza's body before body flickering away. Landing on the ground, Naruto and Sasuke turn towards Kakashi and say, You better not regret that decision, Kakashi-sensei, before giving Sakura the signal to tell her that it was safe. Confused by Naruto and Sasuke's words, Kakashi is at a loss as to what to say. Before Kakashi can say anything more, his body suddenly tenses up and falls to the ground. Kakashi-sensei! Sakura calls out worried. Checking Kakashi's breathing, Sasuke answers Sakura's concerns. He's alive, just extremely exhausted from the battle, Sasuke answers. This is probably due to the extreme amount of strain the Sharingan puts on his body. In the book, It's said that they found a way to counter this with first Hokage cells. Was he a failed experiment? We can only ask him once he awakes. Naruto and Sasuke thinks in unison. Hey, bridge builder, I trust that we can rest at your place? Naruto asks. Yeah, sure. We have plenty of space. Tazuna answers, stuttering, still in fear. Alright, then lead the way, Naruto says, carrying Kakashi on his shoulders with Sasuke behind him. 3 days later, in a house in the land of waves. After Kakashi collapsed from overusing the Sharingan, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura followed Tazuna to his home. On the way there, Naruto and Sasuke, carrying Kakashi, used the time to reflect on their previous battle. They replayed the scenes inside their head and looked for things they could have done better. Once they finished the fight visualization, Naruto and Sasuke couldn't help but feel like something wasn't right. Pondering for a few minutes, Naruto and Sasuke realized that their tracker ninja wasn't trying to eliminate Zabuza, but to save him. Not trying to create panic, Naruto and Sasuke kept their conclusion to themselves for the rest of the trip. After a few more hours of walking, the group finally arrived at the house. Once Naruto and Sasuke dropped Kakashi on a bed, they immediately left to go train, because they knew very well that they were still far from Zabuza's level. For the next few days, the three Genins continued the protection missions but without Kakashi. When not doing the mission, Naruto and Sasuke would leave to train in the forest, while Sakura stayed to help out in the house. The Sharingan puts too much strain on my body. It really is a last resort, Kakashi thinks, sitting up from a small bed. Oh, you finally woken up. How are you feeling? A tall woman with black hair asks. Been better. It'll be at least a week before I can regain my normal strength, Kakashi says, roughly examining his physical condition. Since that's the case, just lie down and rest. Dinner should be ready by 9 o'clock, the woman replies, leaving the room. Right after the woman left, Sakura and Tazuna quickly gathered in a room. You're finally awake, honorable ninja. Just here to thank you for saving me back then, Tazuna says, shaking Kakashi's weak hand. To repay you, you and your team can stay here as long as you want. The woman there you just met was my daughter. She can be overbearing at times, but don't take it to heart, Tazuna adds, before backing off and allowing Sakura to come forward. Kakashi-sensei, your Sharingan's cool and powerful, but if it really puts this much strain on your body, then you shouldn't use it frequently. We overheard what you told the old man's daughter. You still need another 7 days to regain your strength. You know that it's already been 3 days since the battle, right? The drawbacks really far outweigh the benefits, Sakura exclaims. Kid, don't bother. Zabuza's already gone, and he's probably one of the best in Gato's group. Building the bridge will be smooth sailing from here on out, Tazuna exclaims, holding a massive grin on his face. Sakura, where's Naruto and Sasuke? I can't sense their chakra in the local proximity, Kakashi asks. Oh, them? They're in the forest training. Ever since we arrived at the house, they seemed even more motivated to train. Naruto and Sasuke will basically spend most of their day in the forest, Sakura replies, with a dreamy look on her face. Guess I'll have to go find them. The sooner I tell them, the better, Kakashi thinks. Sakura, go prepare me 2 crutches. I'll want to go meet Naruto and Sasuke, Kakashi orders. But your current state? Sakura responds with concern. It's fine. I know my limits, Kakashi replies. A few minutes later, Sakura brings 2 wooden crutches to Kakashi. Then, relying on the crutches' support, Kakashi gets out of bed and slowly heads to the forest. In the forest. After realizing that Zabuza survived, Naruto and Sasuke trained harder than ever with only one goal in their minds: defeat Zabuza. Knowing that there was no way they could defeat Zabuza on their own, Naruto and Sasuke planned to focus their training on their teamwork, striving to perfect it further. Everything worked out fine in their minds, but once they started training, the truth dawned on them. They had nobody to team up against. Realizing the flaw in their plan, Naruto and Sasuke quickly returned to their previous method of training, by sparring against each other. Although this method wasn't ideal, Naruto and Sasuke were still able to make some progress. Clang, 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 sounds dozens of shurikens hitting each other. On 2 trees sitting 20 meters apart, Naruto and Sasuke throw a barrage of shurikens at each other. Once the shurikens ran out, the 2 Uchihas charge at one another. colliding in the middle with a kunai in their hands. Sparks are created from the forceful impact when the two meet. Reaching a standstill, both ninjas then push off from each other and land on the ground. Staring at the other, they walk in circles revolving around the middle, using the Sharingans in hope of noticing a flaw in the opponent. After making a full revolution, Naruto and Sasuke charge at each other once again, but this time, a large amount of chakra were imbued into their kunai. Sasuke's kunai sparkled with electricity, while Naruto's was encased with a sharp wind current. Right as the two were about to collide, Naruto and Sasuke suddenly halted midway as they sensed a familiar chakra signature approaching. "Don't worry, it's just me," Kakashi says, slowly making his way out of the trees. "What are you doing here?" Sasuke questions in a deep voice, glaring at Kakashi. "Can't you see we're in the middle of something?" adds Naruto, directing his gaze at Kakashi. "What's with the gloomy faces all of a sudden? You two were doing fine just a minute ago. Is this how you treat your sensei who just recovered? Don't you two want to know how I got the Sharingan in my left eye?" Kakashi asks, making his way closer to the two Uchihas. At the word of the Sharingan, both Naruto and Sasuke's chakra suddenly spike, with their Sharingan on full blast. "Tell us," Sasuke orders in a semi-threatening tone. "This is something I can never forget," Kakashi replies, suddenly changing his mood from friendly to sorrowful. Recalling the past, Kakashi explains how he got his left eye from a dead friend during a mission. Kakashi tells Naruto and Sasuke about how he lost his original left eye during the mission, and because of a mistake he made, that friend was fatally injured. But before that friend died, he gave him his own left eye as a parting gift. After hearing Kakashi's tragic response, Naruto and Sasuke's anger level dropped a notch. They then both deactivated their Sharingan and pondered about what they just heard for a few moments. Naruto then breaks the silence and proceeds to ask, "What do you know about the Snake Sage?" Surprised by the question, Kakashi pauses for a moment before changing his attitude from reminiscing his tragic past to completely serious. "I don't know what you two are talking about. Where did you hear that title?" Kakashi questions, knowing very well that all the information regarding Orochimaru has been sealed away inside the village. "Oh, nothing. Anyways, Sasuke and I believe you for now. Since you are here, why don't you give us some tips, or even better, teach us a new technique?" Naruto replies, trying to change the topic. Seeing that his question isn't going anywhere, Kakashi loosens up and replies, "That was actually the second purpose of my visit. During the fight against Zabuza, I realized since the formation of Team 7, I really haven't taught you kids anything. So, using this extra time, I will help both of you to elevate yourselves," Kakashi says, returning from his very serious mood. For the next 4 hours, Kakashi observes Naruto and Sasuke spar, giving them constructive criticism during critical times. These two really are impressive. Regarding their information on the Snake Sage, I will need to promptly report this to the third Hokage, Kakashi thinks in his mind, while looking for flaws in Naruto and Sasuke's technique. 4 hours later. After a long time of training with Kakashi, improving their fighting style and tactical maneuvers, Naruto and Sasuke, along with Kakashi, headed back to Tazuna's house where dinner was already prepared for them. After being let in, the three sat down at the dinner table to start eating. Once they finished their first bowl of rice, Naruto and Sasuke decided to spill the beans about Zabuza's survival. "Zabuza's still alive?" Tazuna screams, standing up from his seat. "Why would you keep this information from us? If Zabuza were to attack us during the past 3 days, we would have been caught completely off guard," Tazuna adds. "That's not possible. Zabuza won't have attacked in the past 3 days, or rather, he can't. Although Zabuza may still be alive, it doesn't change the fact that he was severely injured during the last fight. Just like Kakashi-sensei, Zabuza will need a long time to recover. Until he's fully recovered, Zabuza won't send his tracker ninja friend either, as he doesn't know that Kakashi's Sharingan has such a drawback. Zabuza is still under the impression that Kakashi is in prime condition." After figuring all this out, me and Naruto decided that the best course of action would be to withhold this information until Kakashi wakes up, because, like you've all demonstrated, you'll all freak out, Sasuke replies, answering Tazuna's question. Having everything explained and laid out for him, Tazuna sits back down, understanding Naruto and Sasuke's reasoning. Right now, the reasonable thing to do is to use this time when Zabuza is recovering to train as much as we can to prepare for the upcoming battle, Naruto explains. You people just don't understand. Nobody can beat Gato. Just give up before you get killed. Turning around, Naruto and Sasuke see a short kid wearing a green sweatshirt and a blue-white striped hat. Inari, don't be so rude to our guests. They saved your grandfather's life, you know. If you're going to join us for dinner, at least act appropriately. Tsunami, the black-haired woman, scolds Inari as she rushes over to him. Mom, they need to understand that they're all going to die, Inari screams before running back upstairs and into his room. A few minutes later, Tsunami returns from Inari's room to apologize. Sorry about that. He's still working through some stuff. Tsunami apologizes. It doesn't bother us. We won't take a child's immature remarks seriously, Naruto says. Anyways, I think we've eaten enough. Sasuke, let's go. We still need to wake up early tomorrow to train, Naruto adds, before making his way to his sleeping area along with Sasuke. Sakura, you should go to sleep as well. You will be joining them in group training tomorrow, Kakashi says, before standing up. Yes, I will finally attend a group training session with Naruto and Sasuke, Sakura thinks, before imagining all the group exercises she will be involved in. The next day, once Team 7 woke up the next morning, they hastily ate breakfast before being forced out of the house. Led by Kakashi, the whole team entered the forest to start their training. Now, Sakura, I want you to use the kunai to mark just how high you can climb this tree without using your hands. Chakra control may be a simple part of being a ninja, but mastering it can be extremely helpful to you one day, Kakashi says. What about Naruto and Sasuke? Am I supposed to do this alone? Sakura asks, feeling dejected on the inside. How dare he think I'm inferior to Naruto and Sasuke? I'll show him, screams inner Sakura. Naruto and Sasuke will be coming with me. They will need more advanced training. Of course, I will visit you later to check on your progress, so stay here and focus on your chakra control, Kakashi answers. Naruto, Sasuke, follow me, Kakashi says, leading Naruto and Sasuke to another section of the forest. In another open area. After a few minutes of strolling around, Kakashi finally found a suitable place to commence Naruto and Sasuke's special training. After observing the spar yesterday, I have determined that both of you have already well mastered all the techniques in your arsenal. That is why, before our next encounter with Zabuza, I want both of you to each master another technique. Due to the different circumstances you two are in, I will be teaching the two different techniques separately. First, I'll start with Sasuke. The technique I will be teaching you is an original technique of mine. I've seen you practice a weaker version of it before. This jutsu is called Lightning Release Chidori. When activated, it is similar to your lightning style current transfer where your lightning chakra is channeled to the palms of your hand, but this technique is much more lethal and it can be regarded as a killing technique, Kakashi explains. After introducing the Chidori to Sasuke, Kakashi then proceeds to demonstrate the technique with great difficulty. Able to see it firsthand with the Sharingan activated, Sasuke is able to quickly understand the important steps of the technique, greatly aiding him on his journey to master it. Having finished teaching Sasuke the basic steps to master the technique, Kakashi then turns his attention to Naruto. Naruto, the technique I will be teaching you will be less powerful than the one I taught Sasuke, but if you use it properly, it will be highly beneficial to you. As you may have already noticed, Naruto, you have an extremely large amount of chakra. I am sure that during many battles, you have felt disappointed that you weren't able to exert all of it. That is why the technique I will be teaching you is a jutsu known for its massive chakra consumption. Similar to Sasuke, you've already mastered a weaker version of this technique. The technique I'm about to teach you is a superior version to the Shadow Clone Jutsu. This technique is called the Multiple Shadow Clone Jutsu. Now, instead of creating less than 5 clones at a time, you can create clones numbering in the hundreds, as long as you have enough chakra. I'm sure mastering this technique will be a piece of cake for you considering your talent. The hard part about it is finding an adequate way to utilize this jutsu in battle. All I can teach you is the way to launch the technique. As to how you use it is up to you to figure out. In this prospect, the jutsu is actually much higher in difficulty compared to the Chidori, but at the same time, the results will also be better. It is done like this. Watch closely, Kakashi says as he proceeds to demonstrate. After briefing Naruto about the technique itself and showing him an example, Kakashi was pretty much finished with his lesson for the day. Naruto, after observing Kakashi's demonstration with the Sharingan, was able to easily reenact the technique on his first try. Seeing that Naruto and Sasuke were both on track and trying very hard to learn the new technique, Kakashi felt relieved. Remembering that he had a third member on his team, Kakashi decided to take a look at Sakura's progress. After following the marks he left on the trees, Kakashi gradually made his way to the original location where he left Sakura. Paying attention to make himself not be noticed, Kakashi takes a peek at Sakura's training. To his surprise, Kakashi sees Sakura sitting under a tree, reading a book. Directing his gaze at the tree, Kakashi also notices 0 cut marks as well. Completely disappointed in Sakura's work ethic, Kakashi purposefully makes his presence known as he trudges into the open. Sakura, baffled by Kakashi's sudden appearance, stands in attention, not knowing what to say. "Show me your progress," Kakashi says, utterly disappointed, but at the same time, kind of expected it. Not making a sound, Sakura turns around and places a foot on the tree trunk. The events that occur in the next few seconds completely changes Kakashi's outlook on Sakura's character. With extreme ease, Sakura walks up and down the tree like it was her second nature. Impressive, Sakura. Have you been practicing chakra control prior to this? Kakashi asks, trying the best to suppress his shock. "Oh, this was my first time. I actually got a hang of it after like my first try, but because you already left and was nowhere to be seen, all I could do was wait," Sakura replies in an innocent tone. "That will show you not to underestimate me. Cha!" Inner Sakura screams. I see. That is very impressive. It seems you are very talented in chakra control," Kakashi mutters. "Before I teach you something else, I will need to clarify something," Kakashi says, taking something out of his pocket and gesturing for Sakura to come down. And this, guys, is where I'm going to end What If Naruto Was an Uchiha Part 20. Before you go, remember to like and subscribe to my channel and turn on post notifications so you get notified when the next video comes out. Also, don't forget to share this channel with your friends so they may experience the same story as well. Just a reminder, for the next part to come out, this part must receive 333 likes. This will be the end of this part, so until next time, see ya!